It's only Friday. Toy Fair has barely started, but we have so many Transformers reveals to talk about. Whether it's from New York Toy Fair, Hasbro's Instagram, or Takara's, all of Takara's reveals that have been taking place basically the entire week. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about are these cryptic Transformers G1 the movie announcements that Hasbro Pulse has been posting on Instagram. So it started on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday or whatever. The first one we got was in 72 hours. We'll learn something about Transformers the movie. And then 48. And then 24. And then just today, they have decided to launch a Transformers the movie Apology Tour. Now, this is something that leaked, I want to say about a month ago. There was a leak about this. It was that since 2026 is the 40th anniversary of the 86 movie, they were going to do an apology tour, apologizing for the death of Optimus Prime, because we know, according to leak lists, that we are going to be getting a dead 86 Optimus Prime. So this leak was quickly posted everywhere. It contained every single Studio Series figure that we were going to get for 2026, and then it quickly got taken down. And a lot of people thought it was misinformation, it was fake, there was no facts to it. Well, it turns out this whole thing was true, and it's kind of cool. So obviously we're getting new Studio Series figures. I'm going to talk about those in a minute. But we're also getting fan screenings of the 86 movie. So it sounds like the 1986 Transformers movie is coming back to theaters, and I couldn't be happier. I have never seen this movie in theaters. I saw it at a TFCon once with a bunch of people, and that was the closest I had ever gotten to seeing it in theaters. So I'm really excited for a chance to see this in theaters. There's going to be fan events throughout the year, which there are always Transformers fan events throughout the year. And obviously the Studio Series figures. So if we're going off of that leak, we know everything that we're going to get this year. Really not a surprise if you keep up with leak lists. We know pretty much everything we get almost every year, thanks to leakers. But it's cool that this is happening, and this is going to be a way for Transformers fans to see this movie in theaters. I can't wait. Because I think the voice acting in the 1986 movie is phenomenal. I love Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. Obviously, Peter Cullen, amazing job. And Frank Welker. Like, all these G1 voice actors have so much talent. And Orson Welles as Unicron. I think my favorite part about the 86 movie is the voice acting. But I also love the animation. Like, the 80s animation, and it looks so crisp and so good. So I'm stoked for this. So part of the Apology Tour are the figures, and we have the next wave of Studio Series revealed. Only the 86 figures. There was a rumor that we are also going to be getting Transformers 1 Thundercracker, and I thought we'd be getting an 86 Cliffjumper in this wave, but it looks like 86 Cliffjumper will be part of the next wave. Before I talk about the figures, I do want to say this wave seems lazy. So we're getting 2 re-releases from the Autobots Stand United 5-pack. We've already got Hound re-released, and then I was assuming Sunstreaker would be a new mold. Wheeljack, I wasn't sure, but they just straight up re-released the Wheeljack from the 5-pack and the Sunstreaker. And just earlier, or late 2025, Earthrise Sunstreaker got re-released, and now they're releasing a better version only a couple months later. And we also just got Transformers Devastation Wheeljack, which is the same mold, just a slightly different deco. So really lazy. They're just straight up repackaging figures, even though we were told we weren't going to get as many packaging refreshes. So I don't like that. I think that's pretty lazy. But we do have 2 new molds, and one of the new molds is Kranix, which is interesting. We knew we were going to get a Kranix this year. The alt mode looks pretty terrible. It's just him lying down with some wings that fold out. And I'm hoping he's going to be a small deluxe. I think deluxe might be too big. I really don't know what to think. It's cool that we're getting this. It's more, it can add to your universe of Transformers. The robot mode looks good. The alt mode looks horrible. I don't know if I'm going to get this because he's not a Cybertronian. It's a different race of robots, I guess, out in space. But it's cool we're getting one. I'd assume that we're also going to get some repaints of other robots from his species from the start of the movie. and it looks like he comes with a little pistol or gas pump or something. I have no idea. So we are getting that, and then like I said, we're getting Sunstreaker and Wheeljack that are exactly the same. Sunstreaker's art on his box looks horrible. The robot mode art looks really, really bad. Like, what is his face? The Sunstreaker figure's okay. If you don't know, Sunstreaker and Wheeljack share the same mold. They're just retooled off of one another. I think Wheeljack came first. Yeah, Wheeljack came first, and then he was retooled to make Sunstreaker. So it's funny we're getting them in the same wave. But they're back. If you miss them, now's your chance. So on to Voyagers. We're getting a Skywarp. I'm sure everyone was guessing Skywarp was going to look like this. It's hard to mess it up. Thankfully, they didn't do the Siege route and make him gray instead of black, but Skywarp's exactly what I expected. He looks perfect. He's a different facial expression than Thundercracker, and I think he looks great. I've always loved Skywarp's colors. I think that his ability to teleport was really cool and made him stand out in G1, so I'm excited for this. Can't wait for Thundercracker. And then we get into Shockwave, which I have some disappointment. So when I saw this list, I was hoping Shockwave was going to be a new mold, but the fact that he was a Voyager, I had a fear that it was going to be the Siege mold reused once again. The Siege mold came out in 2019, and it was leader class, and then he came with a bunch of add-ons to give him a proper spaceship mold, or to give him a proper spaceship alt mode. And then he was repainted into Galactic Man Shockwave, and then the mold was used again for the Dramatic Capture series, and it was used again for the comic book edition Shockwave, which is the one I own. Really hoping this would be a new mold, because if you have the new Studio Series 86 Soundwave and you put the Siege Shockwave mold next to it, Soundwave is like a head taller, and that kind of bothers me, because if you look in the scale charts, Soundwave and Shockwave should be roughly the same size, and now they're not going to be. Soundwave is going to be a little bit bigger than Shockwave, and I don't think that really looks that good. The Shockwave mold is good. I've heard some people say that they wanted a beefier Shockwave mold. I get that. His legs are a little skinny. I think it's a good-looking mold, and they've changed it. They've made it a lot smoother. They've gotten rid of that tech greebling. They've given him it's brighter than the initial Siege version, but not as light as the comic book edition. He still has the pink gun and hand from, I'm pretty sure it's this, which I'm not crazy about. I kind of wish his hand and his gun were a bit more of a gray. But I think in G1 he did have pinkish hands. He comes with himself as an accessory, so that is cool. And he also shows in his instruction booklet that he can combine with Bruticus as a shoulder cannon, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that Bruticus can't hold him, but I wasn't expecting him to. The alt mode is the same submarine, I guess if you want to say. It's just his G1 laser gun mode, obviously marketed to not be that. But I'm kind of disappointed, because I don't think he's going to look as good with all these new 86 Decepticons, like Soundwave, Megatron, Starscream. They're all getting these new molds that look really good. And then there's going to be Shockwave, who is retooled and improved, but still not brand new. So we'll have to see some better in-hand photos, because this wave was also so it was officially revealed today, Friday, and it was found in Singapore, which is kind of crazy for a wave to just show up this fast. But I think Skywarp's really good. Shockwave should have been a new mold or something. I don't know. It's just because it's the same leader class figure, repacked as a Voyager price with less accessories. Whatever. And then we get into later classes. We are getting a packaging refresh of Snarl. Like I said before, the no more packaging refreshes was not true. So don't believe everything that they say. And then we have Astro Train, which I was fully expecting Astro Train to be a repaint of the Siege version, and it was going to look a lot like the Dramatic Capture Astro Train. But I was wrong. This is an entirely new mold, which caught me completely by surprise. And all the promo photos show him with what I'm really, really hoping is a mistransformed chest, because he looks wonky. In the press photos, his proportions look really weird. Like, his arms look too short, or his legs look too long, and his torso looks too long. Some other press photos we saw more recently show the chest flaps flip down, and that does make it look a lot better. But in all these photos, there's just something off about this Astro Train. I don't know if it's, just judging by these photos, I don't know if it's a worthy improvement of the Siege version, because the Siege version was really good. This is just kind of meh right now until we see better in-hand photos of it properly transformed. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely has a better train mode, because all the triple changers, they kind of make one alt mode the focus and the other one is more of an afterthought. So with the Siege Astro Train, the shuttle, it seemed like the shuttle mode was more the focus, and then the train mode was a bit of an afterthought. With this Astro Train, it looks like the train mode was the main focus, and then the shuttle was the afterthought. And the shuttle mode really reminds me of the deluxe Astro Train from the Universe line. I think it was Universe. So the train mode looks really good. The shuttle mode looks okay, and the robot mode looks kind of bleh. So until we see better pictures of this Astro Train, I really don't know what to think, and I don't know if it's a worthy improvement over the Siege. So, but that's it. That's the wave, and there's only 2 new molds in this wave, being Astro Train and Kranix. Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, straight up from the 5-pack. Snarl, just a packaging refresh. Skywarp is a repaint of Thundercracker, obviously, and then Shockwave is a retool of the Siege Shockwave with less accessories. So it seems like a pretty lazy wave. I don't know. It just seems kind of lazy to me. Yeah. And then they revealed that for basically Commander class, we are getting a Matrix. So the Matrix lights up. You can open it like Hot Rod does in the 86 movie. It comes with a little stand, and it even has lights and I believe sounds. And it's kind of cool. I think I'm going to pass on this, especially at $124 USD. So once it comes out in Canada, it's going to be more like $150. And that's a lot of money to spend on something that's going to take up a lot of space that I already don't have, because obviously my collection takes up a lot of space. So it's kind of cool. I'm surprised it doesn't come with a chain accessory to wear around your neck like Galvatron. It's a cool thought. I don't know how well this is going to go, because I know some collectors do love stuff like this. But obviously it's priced way too high for kids. But it's cool that it finally exists. I'm surprised it didn't exist sooner. Now on to the Takara reveals. Takara has been doing a ton of reveals. So it started with they did a cartoon colored Missing Link Grimlock, everyone kind of expected, and then they fully revealed their new T-Spark line. And T-Spark is going to be more of like a Japanese mech-inspired Transformers line. Really cool idea. So the first ones we got are Ironhide and Blackout. Blackout gives me vibes from Hunt for the Decepticons Tomahawk, and Ironhide looks kind of cool. I know some people were upset with how dark the color schemes were, but it's supposed to be like military industrial feel, so I think the colors work. I really like Ironhide's alt mode. It's like a Hennessy Velociraptor. It's not, this line isn't for me, but I do think it's a cool line, and it's something new from Takara. They've also just revealed a Overgear Optimus Prime that looks really, really cool, really bulky, and that one looks pretty cool. And then Takara also wants to get in on the crossover profits. So they're making a Evangelion crossover. Don't know if I said that right. Optimus Prime to look like one of the EVA units. I forget which EVA it is. I have seen Evangelion. It's been a really long time. Interesting show. I liked like the robots fighting monsters aspect of it, but that was about it. It got a little weird for me. But this figure actually looks really cool. When we first saw photos of the gray prototype of it using the Age of Extinction Optimus Prime mold, I thought that was a really weird decision, but seeing the final product, I think it actually looks pretty good. And it looks like it's using the Bumblebee movie Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. So they took the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime mold, upscaled it, increased the articulation, and I think they added die cast for the Bumblebee movie. And it looks like this version is using that mold. So not the Voyager Evasion Optimus. I think it's using the Leader Bumblebee movie Optimus. So interesting choice. It's a lot better than the Godzilla crossover they did earlier. That really sucked. I'm hoping they redeem themselves with that eventually. And Takara also showed off group images of the Masterpiece Blaster prototype. So Blaster, honestly, I can't tell if this is going to be more cartoon or toy accurate. It kind of looks like a blend of both. It seems like Masterpiece is stepping away from the totally cartoon accurate. I'm sure there's going to be a cartoon version and then a toy version with a toy head. And he comes with a little steel jaw, who looks really, really good. I think that is different than the original Masterpiece steel jaw mold, because years ago Masterpiece released a Masterpiece Night Stalker, I think his name was, who was a black version of steel jaw but never actually made a steel jaw. So it looks like we're finally getting a steel jaw. And they're also making re-releases of the Masterpiece Soundwave cassettes, because obviously the new MPG Soundwave is a re-release of the Masterpiece Soundwave. So they're also going to be releasing Frenzy and Rumble in a 2-pack, and then Ravage Ravage Buzzsaw, and Rat Bat. And I know originally Rat Bat was only available with Sound Blaster, so this is a cheaper way to get Rat Bat if you don't have one. This one really took me by surprise. We also have a dramatic capture series, Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus, and Jetfire. So Takara has always done really nice 2-packs of the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime and the Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire. There have been, I think they did it for Dark of the Moon. They also did it for Revenge of the Fallen. They've done it for other lines, and it looks like they're doing it again. And this is the best the Studio Series Optimus Prime has ever looked. I'm not in love with the Voyager Studio Series Optimus Prime. I think it does have its flaws. I think it has its flaws, and I think it does have to be improved. But this deco looks amazing. They even have like the white outlines and the flames. It looks like they put a ton of work into this. We don't see images of the Jetfire. I'm not expecting it to look that different from the normal Jetfire. But in Jetwing Prime mode, it looks amazing. It looks really, really good. The only thing about this is that we know in leak lists we're getting a new Leader Class 2007 Optimus Prime. Probably late 2026, early 2027. So as much as I love this and as much as I like the deco, I'm going to pass. And if you want to wait and see what the new Optimus Prime looks like, I would urge you to pass as well. Because like I said, the Studio Series Voyager Optimus Prime mold isn't the best. I think it can be improved, and I think that's why that they're going to do it again at a Leader Class price point. And I could be wrong. The new one could get canceled, or it could come out and not look very good at all. But I'm going to take my chances and skip this. If there was no new 07 Revenge of the Fallen Dark of the Moon Optimus coming out, then I would probably get this. But because there's going to be a new mold, and then that also means there's probably going to be a new Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire, or they're going to make it backwards compatible with the existing Jetfire. And then there's also likely going to be a Dark of the Moon version of the new Optimus Prime mold releasing in like 2028 or 2029, because that's how Hasbro works. Really cool idea. But ultimately it's going to be obsolete, just like how the dramatic capture Skywarp and Thundercracker and Starscream are obsolete. I would argue that the Astro Train isn't obsolete until we get better photos of the new Astro Train, because this is the first time a new Studio Series mold has looked kind of wonky to me, is this Astro Train. But other than that, it's been a lot of reveals. I don't know if we're going to get any more this weekend. We're just going to have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? Are you on board with all Takara's reveals? Are you going to be buying this whole wave of Studio Series? Or do you feel like it's kind of lazy? So let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.